The following episode of the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters radio program was originally broadcast on June 21st, 2022.
Aloha and welcome to the Maui Chamber of Commerce's Business Matters radio show, sponsored by Mokulele Airlines.
I'm your host, Pamela Timbot, president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, and today we're going to have a really exciting day. We're going to speak with the Director of Director of Community Programs for the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement and discuss the upcoming 21st Annual Native Hawaiian Convention, which is happening on Oahu. Very exciting. We're going to hear from the Director of the Customer Energy Resource Program from Hawaiian Electric Company and learn about new Hawaiian Electric renewable programs and conservation ideas to help you at home or in your business. And we're going to hear the latest happening at the Grand Wailea Hotel. So it is going to be a very exciting day today. But I would first like to welcome Mehanaokala. Hind. She is the Senior Director of Community Programs for the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. And I'd like to share a little bit about her because she is such a dynamic woman. So Mehanaokala is recognized as a trusted community leader and catalyst for Native Hawaiian engagement. She has over 20 years of experience in community organizing, strategic planning, communications, and public relations, and collaborating with the community, nonprofit, private, and government agencies. Mehana is also a co-host with Manu Boyd as they host the Midday Mana'o each week, a show full of laughs and throwbacks as they sit and talk about the latest in Native Hawaiian news and entertainment. Mehana, is such a pleasure to have you on the show this morning, and we're thrilled. I've been watching what's been going on with the conference that's coming up, and I'm so excited to learn about the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, known as CNHA. Can you share with our audience what your organization is all about?
Sure. First of all, mahalo nui for letting us come on and for this opportunity to share, and aloha to everyone there on Maui. The Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement.
To have you on.
Yeah, mahalo. You know, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement has been around for 21 years. You know, we had a convention for the very first year of our existence. So we're young, small nonprofit, located on the west side of Oahu in Kapolei, and we service statewide, though. So we have programs that run across the Pai'aina, across the state, and our mission basically is to uplift the cultural, political, economic, and community development of Native Hawaiians. And you know, our belief is that, and our practice is that, in order to do that, Native Hawaiians become the solution to many of the challenges that we face here in Hawaii. For instance, throughout COVID, we had the unique opportunity to step up and step forward and help out with various relief efforts. And one of them was a rental relief program. Right, and so although that rental relief program did not just service Native Hawaiians, it served all of our people who live and call Hawaii home. We were, extremely, and we still are, extremely honored in serving in that capacity. Right, that was just one of the areas that we have, done work to meet our mission. But we have programs. We have programs that service from our Hawaiian Trades program that deals with helping people get right into the job market. To also, we're a CDFI. We are a community development financial institution. So we are a lender, for businesses and for individuals that need financing and cannot get it through the traditional ways of going to the banks. And that's been a tremendous tool to help the economic development in our communities, especially those that have been marginalized by the traditional banks, whether they're rural consumers or small businesses that have just started or people who have challenges acquiring capital through the banks. Yeah. So that's just a little hint.
I mean, the programs that you're doing and the breadth of the programs are so amazing. And I love hearing that you say, again, we want to bring Hawaiians and the culture to the forefront of solutions, throughout history, from land management on the Ahupua'a system. There's so many gems that our Native Hawaiians had, and so much that they can teach in sustainability and advancement. And the conference is shaping up to be such a phenomenal conference. I'm so sorry my schedule is booked. I'm going to try and get over for a day, but can you tell everybody about this 21st annual Native Hawaiian Convention and talk a little bit about the lineup, and can people still register?
Yes. So for more information, go to hawaiiancouncil.org. And right at that main page, you'll get to see a whole wealth of information and also our registration links. But we are so excited this year. This is the first major conference for Native Hawaiians that's going to be face-to-face in 2 years.
Yes.
Right? When the world shut down in 2020, since then until now, most of our life has been virtual. So this is going to be the first opportunity for us to do what we love to do as Hawaii people, right, is see each other face to face, get to have discussions, very loving discussions, very sometimes contentious discussions, but have them alo ahe alo, face to face, right? And some of the unique features that I just am so excited about this year is, one, we're going to be co-hosts to the Na Hoku Hano Hano Award.
Yes.
Right? So that's going to happen at the same time. It's going to be one of the evening events that people can opt into attending. And that's so exciting. That's one of our ways, again, to bring culture, right to the forefront of what it is that we're not only discussing, but that we're celebrating the achievement of Hawaii people and music. But some of the panels that, just stick out in my mind that your listeners might be interested in is, from the very first day, we're really taking time to help develop the capacity of nonprofits and also of small businesses, right? So we have a handful of workshops and throughout actually the 3 days that deal directly with the capacity building of nonprofits and small businesses. Yeah, and so that might just stick out for some of your members and some of your listeners out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're also going to feature, I think this will be the first opportunity for most of Hawaii to get a glimpse into the governor candidates this year. We are going to host an evening event with the gubernatorial candidates for this very important election coming up, right? And our convention happens the week that ballots drop, right? So all the in-home ballots should be dropping from the previous week into that week. So it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to get to listen to what's important on the minds of the governor candidates, because they're going to decide a lot of what goes on in Hawaii for the next 4 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we're going to feature also a mayor's panel on tourism, right? So that's another highlight and feature. We're going to bring in all the county mayors. Sorry for all that loud noise outside.
Oh, that's
in Paka'ako right now. But the mayors are all going to come into Oahu, and we're going to host a panel on regenerative tourism, What we've seen over the past 2 years is an opportunity for all the counties to kind of really look at their resources. And there's been, developments and changes that have happened all the way from Kauai to your folks' island on Maui and, on the Hana end of Maui, especially here on Oahu. We're looking to see what works best for the people who live here and also provide a good visitor experience. And same with Hawaii Island, Molokai Lanai, and so that's going to be super exciting. And then our keynotes, of course, leaders in Hawaii that are shaping the way that our communities are really looking at well-being from education. We have Jack Wong speaking for Commitment Schools, Micah Kane from Hawaii Community Foundation, also Scott Seu with HECO, and I heard that you will be talking to HECO a little bit later. So, that the topic of renewable energies and what is the future of HECO and what is the relationship between people here in Hawaii and our energy providers is a really hot topic.
Absolutely. It's critical to our sustainability, and we've had leadership goals across the nation that put us ahead. So it's important we stay on track and continue to leverage the use of the sun and renewables for everything we do. It's going to be an exciting time. I also heard, because Pop-Up Makeke has been a program that has taken in several of our Made in Maui County Festival vendors and Maui companies. So I heard they're doing a big store at this convention as well.
Yes, thank you so much. Pop-Up Makeke is actually coming out into the community, and they're going to set up shop. And all the vendors who are able to participate during that week will be right there at the Sheraton Waikiki. So people won't have to order online. They can come right down to the convention and get feed their souls and their minds, and also do a little bit of shopping to also support all of those vendors that come from here in Hawaii. That's super important for us again in our kokua to develop the capacity of local owned businesses. That we provide opportunities like this. So come and shop, and we're going to encourage everyone on Oahu at that time. We'll have a street team out in Waikiki encouraging people to come and partake in Pop-Up Makeke. And really, it's a unique opportunity for us here in Hawaii to share what it is that we have with the rest of the world. So we mahalo. We know that the Maui vendors have played a significant role in all throughout our Pop-Up Makeke life for the last 2 years.
It's been a great pleasure. I know our county and certainly the Maui Chamber of Commerce and the Made in Maui County Festival have greatly enjoyed the phenomenal partnership. And one of the things that I was really interested to learn is that while we do programs that are 51% value added, we always say our products here are made by local hands and local hearts. And they do also have to be headquartered in Maui County. It started as a Made in Maui program, but then advanced to Made in Maui County program through the festival and through other initiatives. But to hear that Pop-Up Makeke actually doesn't have that same valuation, you're supporting Hawaii companies. So if they're headquartered here, and, they don't have to have that same level of 51% valuation. You're supporting a broader reach of small businesses that are headquartered here and making phenomenal products.
Yes, we are. And, because of the origins of Pop-Up Makeke and trying to help small businesses stay alive through the pandemic, we felt like taking that broader approach to the type of businesses that we bring in, will just stimulate, the businesses that interact, with these businesses also. And I think over time, we'll start to look at, different models and what works and what doesn't work, and all the while still maintain that commitment to locally owned companies that really do a good job at showcasing Hawaii.
we were thrilled to hear it because it's another avenue. We have certain programs that feature certain things. That was such a wonderful expansion and another avenue that I think is really phenomenal. And you're also a membership organization. I don't want to lose that because people can join your organization. Are there any qualifications people need to meet to become a member?
We have individual members, nonprofit members, and for-profit or business members, along with our founders, which are the Native Hawaiian Trust organizations. And so anyone out there can belong to the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. We have a short application process, and the benefits that come along with that is reduced rates, of course, for events like the convention, but it also allows those businesses to connect with other businesses in the area or any of the opportunities that kind of come through CNHA. And for the last 3 years, there's been tremendous opportunities that have flowed through CNHA that we're able to get out to our members. But we are a membership-driven organization with a board that's elected by the membership, and they really can help direct and guide, all of us, the staff people, to be able to really point us in a good direction so that we can help and expand our eyes, our minds and our hearts across Hawaii to be able to attract as much opportunity as possible and also to generate the kind of just natural phenomenon that happens when you have, we have about 400 members at this time. The inner workings of that collaboration between our members has been priceless, the way that they're able to help each other meet each other's missions and goals.
It really is a very interconnected organization doing phenomenal work. And I will say, if you're an individual, and of course, if it's a company or a nonprofit, there's just phenomenal benefits. I want you to look at that as well. But if you're an individual and you want to go to the conference, become a member. You're going to save money on the conference tickets. So join.
Yes, you are. And you can apply for scholarships if financing nice. is something that will prevent you from going to the conference, to the convention. There's a scholarship button on there. Click on it and apply. We've had, great sponsors that are sponsoring chunks of people, and we still have left. We still have scholarships left. So yes, please apply.
Oh, that's really just such a wonderful offering, and to let people know. I think sometimes people so want to go to something and they don't even realize those opportunities are available. So for those who are listening, please give them the website, if you don't mind, Mehana, again, so that we can make them look it up
Hawaiian
again.
Council, www.hawaiiancouncil.org.
Take the time.
That's our main page, and you can find the convention news, and also all of our programs are right there on that webpage.
Do you know how many speakers you have lined up in total throughout this conference? Because when we were looking, we were trying to count, and I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a lot to count.
We actually have over 100 speakers throughout those days, because we have plenaries that have 4 to 5 speakers, and then workshops that have bunches of speakers also. And it's an amazing cast of experts, of committed people who have been doing great work out there, both in industry and in the nonprofit sector. So I am so excited about this. And every day we update our website and put new information on there of people who are going to be speaking, and of topics. The list just keeps growing. We can't stop.
Well, I love that, because it's about what you're doing is about responding to need. And you folks are on so many fronts. And throughout, as you shared earlier, throughout the pandemic, we just saw COVID exacerbate some of the challenges we already had. But then given COVID and how long it lasted, and we're still going through it, but recovering and going through a new normal, if we can call it that. But there were so many needs, and we and you and so many others were trying to tackle many different fronts in a rapid way to expand and get programs out as quickly as we possibly could to help meet that need and lessen the harm. And you folks have done an awesome job. And the lineup of your conference is astounding. And I guess my big question is, because I was so overbooked going into this season, is it going to be the same time next year so that we can plan ahead and make sure we clear our calendars?
Yeah, normally we have it later in the year.
Okay.
We usually have it around the August-September timeline.
Okay.
And we pushed it up this year because this is such an important election year.
Yes, absolutely.
And we wanted people to just be able to be civically engaged and encourage them to be civically engaged. So this isn't usually during the election years. We go right before right around the time of the primary ballot to get people kind of up to speed and hopefully ready to cast their votes. And then during the off election years, we usually go around August, September, around that time. But we will give everybody a heads up way more in advance next year than we did this year. And we apologize for that late notice to everybody.
No worries. It's a great thing. And at the Maui Chamber of Commerce, we too really encourage people to get out and register to vote and engage in this process. And this is one of the most important elections we've seen in decades. So it's critical at all levels, from federal to state to county. It's a really important time. So we really want to encourage, and I commend you for doing what you're doing, to have the forums that you're having, to bring together the gubernatorial candidates, and then to also have a mayor's panel. And so it's a great interaction, and thank you so much for doing that. I hope to get over for the Nahoko Hano Awards and spend some time and see if I can carve out a day to participate in the programs. I'm trying to work on an added afternoon. But anyway, I just want to thank you for the great work you're doing. And we look forward we'd love to have you on this show again in the future, and also on our Aloha Spirit show. I'd also do another program that we'd love to have you share a little bit more about what's going on with the council, because the work you're doing is tremendous and helping so many people.
Anytime. We would love to. And thank you all for doing the work that you're doing. You guys have a very vibrant and very exciting group over there on Maui, at the Maui Chamber of Commerce. You guys are always hosting, great events yourself. I remember from a few years back, I wanted to attend, and I'm like, I'm on the wrong island. So thank you guys so much for that. And the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement and myself would love to come back anytime.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have you on today. I hope you have a beautiful day.
Have a great day.
You
Aloha.
too. Aloha. We're going to be right back after a brief message from our sponsor, Mokulele Airlines.
Mokulele Airlines operates the largest commuter airline hub in the country, right here in Kahului. Fly Mokulele from Kahului to Molokai, Lanai, Hana, Waimea, Kona, and now Hilo. Mokulele also operates the only flights between Kapalua and Honolulu. There is never a middle seat on Mokulele, and every seat has a window and aisle. Visit mokuleleairlines.com and take your next flight from the newly renovated Mokulele Terminal.
And we're back. If you're just tuning in, this is Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. I'd now like to welcome Lani. She goes by Lani Shinsato, Director of Customer Energy Resources programs for Hawaiian Electric Company. Lani has been actively engaged in Hawaii's clean energy environment for over 15 years. She is responsible for overseeing Hawaiian Electric's rooftop solar and battery programs for both residential and commercial customers, and strategy and policy for customer energy resources. Lani has worked closely with stakeholders over the years to design new solar programs and improve the interconnection process. Hawaii continues to lead the nation in customer adoption of rooftop solar, as we just sort of alluded to a little earlier. And Lani holds a Juris Doctorate degree from William S. Richardson School of Law at the University of Hawaii and a BA in International Studies from the University of Washington. So we are so thrilled to welcome Lani to the show. Aloha, Lani. How are you today?
Aloha, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm excellent. It is a gorgeous day and thrilled to be up early and hearing about so many exciting programs today. And you're going to share with us about your Hawaiian Electric Renewable Program. Can you tell us about that program and who it applies to and how they can apply?
Sure. We have a new program that we just started on Maui, and it's called Battery Bonus. And we're really excited to be encouraging our customers to enroll. Under this program, we will pay a cash incentive and provide bill credits for customers on Maui. We also have it on Oahu as well. And we're incentivizing our customers to add a battery storage system to an existing or a new rooftop solar system. And these perks will help move us towards our goal of 100% clean energy by 2045 in Hawaii, and help us add more renewable resources to our grids as we're looking to retire some generation units that are fueled by fossil fuels on both Oahu and Maui. Our Public Utilities Commission has capped this program on Maui for a total of 15 megawatts that are supplied from our customers' storage systems. And the way it'll work is if customers are accepted in the program, then they'll receive $850 per kilowatt that they commit to the program. So, for example, a 5 kilowatt commitment from their battery would yield a $4,250 incentive that we think is pretty good.
Wow.
So if customers who, are listening out there were on the fence on getting a battery, now it's the right time to do so. And we recently worked with the solar industry to improve the program and add some incentives, and those became effective on June 1st. But just to be clear, it's not, we're not giving away free batteries. There are requirements for the program that customers need to comply with. So if they participate in the program, the customers will need to either serve their own home from the battery or send us energy from the battery for a 2-hour period every night between 6 to 8:30 p.m. And this is because we're trying to bring down our evening peak when demand for electricity is the highest. And it also costs us the most to generate electricity during that evening peak. So, right. So we're trying to keep our costs down overall for all of our customers. So through this program, we're actually compensating our customers to help us do this, which is a very different approach, but one that we've been wanting to try and extend on going forward. So an exciting opportunity for us and for our customers, we think.
That it really sounds phenomenal. So let me ask, is there a certain window? I know there's a lot of people building some new homes right now. We've seen people buying up a lot of land and starting to build. How long is this program for? And I want to have you circle back to the PUC's limitation on 15 megawatts and understand, is that for the entire program, or what does that apply to?
Yes, thanks for the question. So On Maui, customers can apply to the program through June 30th of 2024 or until that 15 megawatt cap is reached.
Okay.
And so the PUC kind of set these parameters on the program because, as I mentioned, through this program, we're really trying to get some extra resources on the grid, renewable resources on the grid, to align with our plans to retire fossil fuel plants on Maui, also on Oahu. So that's why there are these kind of time and megawatt cap parameters put on the program.
Okay, that's excellent. So, okay, I thought it was for the overall program, so I just wanted to clarify, and that's phenomenal. Because just for people who are not familiar with the conversion, so you talked about like on a home site, you've got 5 kilowatts that could generate significant incentive for people. I think you said 4,250. How many kilowatts are in a megawatt?
1,000.
Okay, so we've got 1,000 kilowatts. So we're really talking up to 15,000.
Yes.
Okay. So 15,000 kilowatts to get us to that megawatts. Okay, great. So
yeah, that's a lot of systems if you do the math. So we've got a lot of room there.
That's what I want. I kind of want to give people a sense of that, right? You know,
yeah.
We do want you to apply, right away. I mean, for those of you who have solar systems and can add battery backup, this is such a great incentive for you. For those who are looking at new solar systems, this is a time when you're thinking of installing to learn more and understand how you can benefit from this great program. And we've got some time, but just wanted to give a sense of, okay, June 30th, 2024, so kind of what bandwidth do we have to use, and that we've got a good sense of that. So how do people sign up, or where do they go next if they're interested in this tremendous program?
They can check out our website, hawaiianelectric.com. We have a wealth of information about the program on our website, including frequently asked questions that we're continuously updating. It's very much a new program, so we're constantly kind of talking to our solar industry, learning from them, taking questions from customers and our contractors, and updating our website. So I would encourage folks to look at that. We also encourage customers to contact a solar contractor. So if they already have a rooftop system installed and they had a good experience with the contractor who installed their system, by all means, give them a call and, say, hey, I'm interested in doing battery bonus, and have that conversation with their original contractor. But if they don't have a contractor anymore, then we encourage customers to reach out to at least 3 contractors just to compare what they offer. And once they select a contractor, their contractor will kind of do everything for them after that. They'll apply them into the program. They will set up their battery system. It's all kind of pre-scheduled in the battery, so the customer doesn't have to worry about all of the technical stuff. The contractor will come in, schedule the battery to operate in compliance with our requirements.
That's phenomenal. So it's really easy once you learn how to do it and connect with your contractor and find somebody that you've either had before or someone new that you enjoy working with. It gets easier from there.
That's right. It should be easy for customers.
That's important. I mean, so many people are so busy these days. It's coming out of COVID and with worker shortages and things. Everybody's, how do I add one more thing? But think about how this one more thing can benefit you for generations to come, and also benefit our entire community. It's a great way to give to benefit for yourself and give back at the same time. So that's really exciting. This is a phenomenal program. The Battery Bonus is such a great program. Can you also share for our listening audience ideas of ways people can serve both at home and in their business right now to help relieve some of that, energy need that we're up against and that costs us so much to produce?
Sure, that's a very important question, so thank you for asking it. Conservation and reducing energy is really important, especially right now with the ongoing crisis in Ukraine, it's impacting global fuel prices and fuel availability. So energy conservation in your business and your home is something we can all do to help save energy and money. And a good way to start is check out hawaiienergy.com, as well as our website that I mentioned, hawaiianelectric.com, where we offer a variety of energy-saving tips. A few of my favorites include, look, it's summer, it's hot. A lot of us are running our ACs, especially if we're working at home like me.
Yes, me too.
In the afternoon, it gets pretty hot here. And so try turning your AC thermostat to 78 degrees. Just doing this simple tip uses less energy to run that AC at a colder temperature. So even the KP can help. Simple things, turning off lights when you leave a room, powering down your computer or your electronics when you're not going to be using it for a while.
Good one.
These are all like really easy things to do, right? Washing your clothes in cold water when possible. So switching to a cold water cycle, that can actually save you $68 per year. And every little thing kind of adds up, right? All the little things that we're talking about. Something else is using power strips for electronics that can be switched off when not in use, like your computers, your game devices, pad chargers, all of that. And then, as I mentioned, be sure to check out Hawaii Energy at hawaiienergy.com because they offer rebates on energy-efficient devices like lighting or new appliances, and all of these devices will help us lower our energy bills.
This is such great advice, and thank you so much, Lani, for sharing it, because as you point out, we're in a different time, and with what's happening in Ukraine, and we're seeing fuel costs rise, and now, they're talking about, are we looking at another recession? So we can sort of get a jump start right now by thinking about ways that we can conserve more. And you're bringing up the power strip. I was thinking, how many things I'm going to have to turn off at night? Because they used to say, it's okay to keep your computer on. But I was thinking, the power strip, perfect solution, right? Everything's already plugged in the power strip, so I don't have to unplug everything. It's just one thing. Somebody told me a while ago that I never really thought of, because you think of these appliances that are plugged in, like your rice pot, your rice cooker, and maybe your Keurig coffee machine and different things, but somebody told me that again, it's drawing power when it's plugged in, if you're not using it.
Right.
So
that's right.
We want to.
That's a good way to look at things, because any device that has, even if you're not using it, if it has the time on there or if it's blinking in any way, it's drawing power from the grid. So if you're not using it, you might as well just turn it off.
Yeah, so the simple things that we can all do, and this is a really important time, folks. We're watching fuel prices go up. Obviously, the electric company is using fuel and has to pass these costs on, but there's things that we can do, and they're teaching us how to save money, and they're teaching us how to be a part of the solution through this new battery program. We all want to conserve, and we all want to be better stewards, but sometimes we just need to hear the tips and tricks that really help us do that. So, Lani, you have been a wealth of information this morning. Thank you so much for being on the show. Is there any other resource or place that we want to quickly direct somebody to?
Again, our website. I constantly go to our website.
Yeah.
There's so much there, and I learn a lot. So encourage customers to go there, commercial and residential. And thank you so much for having me. It was really a pleasure.
Oh, it was our great pleasure. Thank you so much for being up early this morning and joining us on the show. Thank
Happy
you.
to do it.
Thank you for all that you're doing and for the programs. We will also, of course, share them through the Maui Chamber of Commerce with our members, and continue to remind people this is a great way to participate in a broader solution that helps us all. I hope you have a wonderful day, Lani.
You too.
Thank
Mahalo.
you. Mahalo and aloha. All right. If you're just tuning in, this is Business Matters, brought to you by the Maui Chamber of Commerce. And our next guest is J.P. Oliver, Managing Director for the Grand Wailea Maui. J.P. shares that he is lucky to have a job that is better than any vacation. I imagine being at the Grand Wailea every day is pretty spectacular. He works hard, but he also plays hard. He's kept up at night, excited knowing that the next day will bring engaging conversations, new discoveries, and new friends. Serving from the heart and being passionately curious keeps a smile on his face, and he's always on his toes. He creates new opportunities for memories. And he says it is a privilege. To deliver greatness is really such an honor. And he makes people smile, which fills his soul and brings him joy. Wow. I wholeheartedly agree. What an awesome journey that you are on, JP. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on the Business Matters show.
Aloha and good morning.
Aloha.
Great to be with you.
It's great to be with you. And you are a phenomenal leader and lead such a wonderful team at the Grand Wailea. And it's wonderful to see that spring and summer has been tremendous. We're seeing people come back. Can you share with us what's happened over spring and summer at the Grand Wailea?
Certainly. It's first I'd like to caveat that it is a privilege to not only be on the phone with you here, but to be here at the Grand Wailea and have the opportunity to, again, live my life here in Maui. So, every day is a new day, but it certainly allows me to help spread the light and warmth of hospitality, with a wonderful, wonderful team here.
Yes.
And I think that that goal of ours has allowed many others to experience, the beauty of Wailea, the beauty of Maui and the Hawaiian Islands. And we see that this spring and this summer, why there's, that heavy burden of gas prices and inflationary times on the cusp of everything we do in recent history and certainly in the last several months, and looks that way moving forward. It's not getting away from people wanting to create memories. It's not getting away from people saying that we're not going to go on vacation, we're not going to enjoy our families, because we have seen some very strong travel over spring break. A little bit of a lull, but it's always kind of re-envision, get the kids organized, finish up school, and pack them up and get them onto vacation. And I can say wholeheartedly that families are traveling and they're on vacation right now. So it's exciting, the rest of the summer that we have ahead of us. And we suggest to everyone to come visit us at Grand Wailea. We'd love to see you.
You mentioned the memories, and of course the property is just one of those places that people are in awe. They get there and they're just in awe, and it allows them to relax and unwind and share such special times. But COVID has really reminded us how important it is to create these memories and to get out and have these occasions and spend that time with our children and our families and each other, just to reconnect and build it back, our strengthen our relationships and create those lifetime memories that you'll remember forever. And what a treasure to do that at the Grand Wailea. And I'm glad to hear so many are taking advantage of that this summer and that it's building. But we want to make sure that Hawaii stays open, and thankfully there's no movement to go back, but we want to make sure that also we're delivering those quality experiences, which you always do. And I love that you shared that not only is it to create memories on site, but that you're reminding everybody of Hawaii hospitality and the beauty of being here. And that's such an important time to keep doing that as we're reinvigorating what tourism looks like in Hawaii. How have you been with the new movement? And I always share that this movement was happening pre-COVID as we were looking to better manage our guests, and recognizing that they want to know about our culture, and they want to be good stewards. We just haven't shared with them necessarily all the ways that they can do that. How has Grand Wailea adopted this movement, and what are some of the things that you're doing to help transform the educational piece to help people understand how they can better connect here in Hawaii with our culture?
Yeah, no, I think that's exceptionally important question, and that we were certainly excited about. And as you said, it was pre-COVID, and something that we were proud of, and it's embracing culture, educating both our team members and educating our guests on this rich, broad culture that we again live in, and the diversity of peoples that have found Hawaii as their home. And we have a wonderful young lady who is our cultural programming manager, kind of our ambassador of Aloha.
I love that.
And she also partners with our director of facilities on encouraging responsible tourism and sustainability, and then ultimately at the heart and core of what she does is spread Aloha, and doing that through educational classes. Internally, she provides Hawaiian language classes that all of our team members go through and can participate. It's kind of a word of the day. She also spends, I would say, 50% of time every day with structured classes for our guests on cultural nuances, on histories of Wailea and the islands, celestial navigation, and then some of the basic, lay making and other kind of vocational aspects of one's culture. But it's if anyone comes, I would highly suggest a chance to sit down or meet or see Kalei, because she exudes hospitality and exudes Hawaii.
It sounds like a phenomenal program. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how do we all get in something as spectacular as that? Yes, we want to encourage everybody who is at the Grand Wailea Hotel to, we call it Grand Wailea Maui, and it's a beautiful resort. We want to encourage everybody to take advantage of these phenomenal programs, because it's such a great way to learn from an expert. One of the other things that people don't often realize is that our resorts and the industry really partners with other industries in our community, which includes both for and nonprofits. It includes agriculture. Can you tell us about some of the partnerships that Grand Wailea has and the community activities that you get involved in?
Yeah, it's we are one of the largest, and sometimes the year the largest private employer outside of the government on the island. More than 1,000 team members working actively here. We sit on really 40 acres, and I have been here in the market for 30 years. So we know the impact that we make on other people's lives, and a business such as this that has such needs, and with so many people and giving back, it has to give back, because we are positioned to do such. And we couldn't move forward and provide experiences without those partnerships. And and we're very proud that 90% of all of our produce and products, food and beverage, come from local farmers.
Yes.
We're also very proud that across food and beverage, retail outlets, and paper goods and supplies come from 75 local vendors. And those 75 vendors, many of those accounts are their largest accounts. So we know that we are responsible for those businesses and those families as well. Some of them could be Maui Brew or Fresh Island Fish, Paella Gelato, my favorite, the Maui Cookie Lady, Valley Island Fish, Kula Farms. The list goes on and on. With only 9% of other product coming in from other islands or the mainland, we are yet a proud provider of opportunities for other families. And again, it is not only an initiative, but an imperative for us to continue to do such. And as you know, living on an island, there's lots of families that are related. That we have multi-generationals working within our house here, and they have family and friends that also have businesses that have been wonderful in supporting the resort.
That's really tremendous, and I don't think anybody would expect that really only 9% comes from outside. So I think that's something we really want to help people understand, because to have all those great partnerships and alliances and be really supporting local businesses is tremendous and deeply appreciated. And I understand you also are creating some exciting new brand partnerships and looking at some things that are fun and unique products that are going to be available at the Grand Wailea that people are going to connect with, visitors might connect with, because they're such exciting brands that they're things people are going to find familiar and fun right here on Maui.
Yeah, we are, if you don't know, we're undergoing kind of a very large refresh or renovation in some areas. We're getting in all of our guest rooms, all our restaurants, ultimately all of our retail areas, and kind of rotating through the facility, keeping it open and trying to keep it less impactful, all food and beverage venues. This month alone, we've reopened our Botero Bar, and we'll be opening our Grand Dining Room as well, and the area that was once Cafe Kula. And we also will be renaming some of these areas, so I hope not to lose folks, but Cafe Kula will subsequently have a new name. And it is expanded, so that's kind of our grab and gourmet area, if you're familiar with it. And in that area, we have a certainly component of, a grocery component and some packaged components. And there is a business in Southern California, groceries business, called Irawan. And Irawan started off as just a small mom-and-pop grocery store, giving to a community. And what they wanted to do, really, is how they started off is they were reclaiming inner city lands and making gardens out of them and helping underprivileged youth plant gardens, and then ultimately they would then buy from those youth. And it was a partnership with his townships, and then they'd buy the produce and have farmers markets. And it was so impactful to them that they decided, oh, heck, our core values, we want to unite with people that provide pure products that help the health of people and help the health of the planet. And it is a guiding light, and we just thought we would love to align ourselves with that. And so we're proud to have some of their products with us. But what's interesting is they also do menu design, so they're going to help us with, some of our organic needs from a menu standpoint, where we can provide, maybe it's a pizza or a bowl or a salad or something, but, all our products will come locally sourced, but it has.
JP, thank you so much. I'm sorry we have to end the show, but it's so exciting to hear how you're aligning with that great program and providing more fresh and local products into everything that you're doing at the Grand Wailea. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Business Matters today, sponsored by Mokulele Airlines. I'm Pamela Tumpop, president of the Maui Chamber of Commerce, and we hope you had a great morning this morning with us. We want to send blessings and aloha for a beautiful Maui day. Ahui ho.